How about another Yahoo?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, this one
Punch it.
was sent in by Morgan Davies, so let's keep it wavy, and it's from Yahoo Answers user Cassandra, who asks, nightmare about a nuthead? Since a few days ago, I keep having this nightmare about seeing a nuthead everywhere.
What?
It's just a man dressed in casual clothes with a giant nut as a head. I can't explain what nut it is in shape, but I would say a walnut. In the dream, I would see him... In the dream, I'd see him appear to me like a ghost through house windows from the inside on the ending of a road not too far, street corners, library,
Jesus
fire
Christ.
exit, and other creepy places. He would disappear 2 seconds after I spot him. Other people won't spot him. It's kind of like those horror movie scenes where they see a ghost of a loved one or a deceased person from a haunted home, and only 1 or 2 people see it, but others don't. I get very scared, and I start saying short prayers, feeling that I haven't seen anything like this in my life. The dream is very continuous, and does that mean I need deliverance? He doesn't have eyes, mouth, nose, ears, etc. But I can sense he's looking at me or just in my presence before I spot him and disappear.
What the fuck?
And what do you think can happen next in the dream? I'm not having any mental problems or disturbances.
You're
I'm not
going to
sleep deprived.
die.
You're going to die from a nut attack. You have a nut allergy. That might be the real one. You have a nut allergy, and this is your body talking to your brain, your fucking lungs, and your whatever gets bad when you have a nut allergy, your blood, it's like in your brain, like, yo, be afraid of walnuts. Thanksgiving's coming up. Stay on your toes.
It is
People are
weird.
always trying to sneak nuts in there.
I know.
It is so weird to be the origin of a creepypasta. Like, I didn't know what it felt like to be the first person that someone heard a story from, that heard the story from someone, like with the middleman of a creepypasta. This is like, okay, in many ways, I think scarier than Slenderman.
I think we have, and this is why I did want to talk about it, is I think we could get a lot of profit, a lot of financial profit. In this bad or good economy, it's good to diversify your portfolio.
Or neutral? It might be neutral economy?
No
Lawful
one's quite,
neutral?
I think it's chaotic. But anyway, it's definitely chaotic. But anyway, Nuthead, I think, has a lot of potential.
Yeah, we found our off-ramp.
Now,
After
will
doing
we
this
get...
dumb show for 7 years, we finally found our platform to get off. And that's kind of just like Nuthead.
The sci-fi original movie, Nuthead, by the McElroy brothers. And Nuthead, very scary. Will we get sued by the Planters Peanut, who, and all that's happening? Are we going to be sued by the Planters Peanut? Because he's got a sort of cool style these days. And I'm worried that maybe we could see some... Is there a Nuthead out there already that we're going to... I guess the Ohio State Buckeye mascot is kind of like that.
He's kind of like that, but it's like, you know what nut that is.
Well, a Buckeye is really more... It's like a seed.
And he's got a warm and inviting face that says, like, it's football time, baby. This nut doesn't have a face and he doesn't say anything. Does he carry around big nutcrackers, though?
No, I think he's just a... Here's the thing. We could go with a lot of, like, accessories, but I think man in a suit, right? Like
casual look.
Casual look.
Yeah, so like a J. Crew top and some corduroy pants.
And just, like, moves... with stillness, like moves in a very controlled manner, and it's just ever present in your dream hellscape. I don't know that he needs any accessories except maybe a walnut-shaped car.
Now we're on some Busy World of Richard Scary, but spelled like Scary.
Exactly. Yeah. But maybe you don't see that until Dream 12, and like Dream 1 through 11, you're like, oh God.
Dream 12, he gets in his walnut car, propeller pops up on top, he flies away, and he has a fun time in the sky with his worm.
And on 12, you're like, hey, well,
maybe Mr. Nuthead's fun. But then in Dream 13, he's back, and this time he has 100 knives.
Yeah.
So maybe not Mr. Nuthead.
The thing I don't love about this, that I would want to tweak this IP that we've created from a Yahoo Answer, is the casual clothes. That just strikes me as very strange that your, like, nut predator would be just in sweats.
Oh,
like, I don't think that could be a lot scarier, I think.
Maybe you're invading Nuthead's home in this dream.
You're in Nuthead's dream.
Right?
Whoa.
So, like, Nuthead, when he's out scaring, or let's not assume, when they're out scaring.
Yeah.
They're in, like, full, like, scary tux, right? Or whatever. And when they're at home, they're in, like, you know, maybe a polo and some MeUndies lounge pants. And it's an interesting look, but it's theirs. And then they're like, keep looking at you through windows because they're like,
what the fuck? Oh, she's back. Oh, yeah, Nuthead wakes up in the middle of the night next to their partner in bed and shakes them because they had the dream again. And then Nuthead looks at them and says...
Nothing.
Nothing.
Like,
Nothing.
I mean, I don't have a mouth, but...
Yeah.
Nuthead has to... We have to say
clear.
Nuthead talking for, like, a few films in, I feel like.
I mean, they probably just rattle around and the nut bumps up against the husk. And so it sounds like, and that's, you know what? Very scary. Like...
I love that.
But it's not
what is
scary
scary except the abnormal? So to the nut family, like they're rattling around. And it's like, yeah, that's normal. And then they see a human, and their face opens up.
Yeah,
and there's like jagged bones and shit in there. That's terrifying.
A human being faces are scary as shit. If Travis, you got a good point. My mouth is full of sharp bones, and a lot of those bones have metal in them because I eat a lot of Sour Patch Kids.
Right. And can you imagine that? Like, it's all wet and pink and gross in there?
And you got this weird, like, exposed organ in your mouth that's like, and it can, like, it lick. What's going on with that? Is it poisonous? If I'm a nuthead.
You eat nuts.
Yeah, you eat nuts. Nuts don't eat you.
Yeah, if you were eating Sour Patch Kids would be hugely disturbing to nuts. Like, hey, they eat the children.
Yeah.
Because they don't know the difference between...
He's a nut. I think this is important part facet of the character is that they're an idiot. Because it's
yeah,
that's the one thing about like the good thing about the Nut Man, is that what we're going with? Nuthead. The good thing about Nuthead is he is extremely gullible. So like if you turn off the lights in a room, he's like, I've gone blind.
Yeah, no,
like,
he's a very scary idiot.
You know how they talk about like the dinosaurs had a brain the size of a walnut?
Yeah.
This is what this is what they're talking about.
Okay. But
Huge
it's a large nut, right?
Nut.
Oh no, it's quite large. But
oh my god! What if it's not a big walnut? You open the window and you're like, oh my god, it's a headless man. No, look. There's a little walnut on there.
On a regular sized neck?
On a regular sized neck, it just tapers up to a walnut.
So we're talking like steep taper on the neck.
What's scarier? Yes. What's scarier? Because I think small walnut is much scarier.
Yeah. Good. I mean, like if you see a large nut, you are in a horror situation. You are going to know that you need to crack it. Like it's obvious you need to bury an axe in there. If it's a small nut, like good luck. Good luck. Getting a good like he'd have to hold still.
Well, and imagine the scene of like you look out the window and what looks like just like a regular walnut sitting on the windowsill, and you're like, oh, somebody left a walnut on my window, but then it stands up and there's shoulders.
Oh,
get out of town! There's a Travis-shaped hole in the wall.
Okay, from a marketing perspective, though, is Tiny Nut Head gonna be a lot harder to cosplay? Because I feel like
that's true.
People are gonna want to bring this character to cons.
Well, it's gonna
I feel like if it's
gonna require head binding and a very intense. You gotta shrink your head down. And that's all there is to it.
Let me offer a solution that I think the boys in R&D and marketing are gonna be happy with. It is a creature with a small nut head, but they wear a helmet that looks like a big nut, and you don't find that out till maybe movie 4.
So the entire time they've had a small nut in there,
right?
Okay.
I think we would be remiss in not doing our duty if we did not maybe even explore the space of what if the head is truck nuts. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like it's our job as doing a comedy podcast, three dudes on it. If it's not,
Can we not do the Wayans brothers work for them? Like, they're obviously going to be parodying this with truck nuts.
Yeah,
I don't know that we want to... I mean, if you want to beat them to the punch for Scary Movie 80, like, I'm fine with that. If you want to go ahead and say, like...
Well, they got options. They could do Nuthead and they could do Butthead, and there's a big butt up in there. There's a lot of fun stuff.
I mean, this is the big question that everybody's sort of asking. They're on the tip of their tongue, and I did want to hold the cards close to the vest, but I think we should go ahead and just get it out there. Who's playing Nuthead? Let me Google best actors.
Google best actors, because Martin Sheen as Nuthead. Nobody would see that one coming. I feel like, and I feel like he needs he's been out of the limelight for a little bit.
Gotta be Vigo. Get me.
Oh my God, Viggo
Could we
Mortensen.
Gotta be.
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba's in everything. I don't like. He's way too busy. But you know who we might be able to have some chance with is Mads.
Yeah.
Gotta get Mads.
Oh my
Mikkelsen on
God,
this.
Justin, you are actually doing a very good job at casting Nuthead.
Like Mads Mikkelsen is Nuthead.
IRL,
I think-
he's real life Nuthead. Like,
I heard he's been looking for a franchise, and this could be. I mean, sure, he was in Doctor Strange and Star Wars and Casino Royale, but like this could be his franchise that is just Mads, because once he's retired, he's going to want to work the con circuit, and what better way of establishing those sort of bona fides than with a huge horror franchise that is all Mads?
I'm worried that we just took the first draft and kind of ran with it. Because Nuthead, I think, is very good. Are there other characters that we could generate here? Like Lamp?
Do you mean like a Nuthead Kids Club kind of thing?
Well, no, it's maybe before we go all in on Nuthead, is Lamp Body anything? And this is a person with Mads Mikkelsen's head, and I think we could get better acting out of him that way. But then his neck and everything below it is just one very big lamp. That's sort of the direction I would love to explore with
what
you
you
all.
need in a good horror character, I think, is what you need is the reveal of like. So maybe it's like, the tips of their fingers are micro machines. So it's like, oh, that's just a normal Oh no!
Oh no,
Right.
they got micro machines on their fingers.
They got micro machines for fienders.
Is Guitar Boner anything?
Is that anything? No, Prince already did that back in the Super
You're right.
Bowl.
It's done. Guitar Boner's done.
What about cream cheese feet?
Cream cheese feet is very scary. Now, can they ambulate?
Well, I think they kind of slip and slide all over the place.
That's
but
a
in
bad
scary way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me pitch this: washboard abs, but literal.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. I love that. We could probably combine all these for the Avengers style.
I thought you meant in one person who had a lamp body, but washboard abs and cream cheese feet and a walnut for a head. This
And
is
they're
just
all Mads Mikkelsen.
This is just a big pile of things in my garage. This character exists in my garage right now.
That's it. That's the reveal, right? So in a movie where it's like you see a scary shadow in the lightning flash, and you're like, oh, that's a person, and you turn it on, and it's just a pile of things on the chair. The pile of things on the chair is the killer.
Oh shit!
That's so
and maybe
good.
Mads is the guy who owns the house, and he doesn't realize until it's too late, and we can call it Mads and the Real Nut. And he doesn't, maybe, because then we get a psychological horror element of, is it the lamp a real? But it is a real, and it's also played by Mads.
Mads Mikkelsen and Martin Sheen are roommates
Loving it so far.
in college,
Bring
and
it.
they've just
College, but now.
they went back because
They're non-traditional
Martin Sheen
students.
retired and went back because he wants to get his master's and like
Because he has to prove to his dad that he can inherit the hotel fortune, and so he goes back,
Exactly.
right?
And Mads realized he never really had a childhood because he was a child star, and so now he wants to go back to college.
to get his Madsters.
And they've rented an apartment, and
When does Nuthead even show up in this fucking feature, Travis?
well, Nuthead comes at the end where Nuthead reaches up, and you just see like a hand, which is actually unidentifiable as Nuthead because there's
Okay,
no discerning
hold on.
feature.
Okay,
But
hold
the
on.
hand
Universe
then
building,
like
that's
drags
weird.
the lamp.
Hold on. Travis has just suggested an innovation which I believe is bigger than Nuthead, bigger than anything. And it's a secret horror movie, serendipity, fucking Cusack and Beaconsdale, or Beaconsworth, no one's can remember right now, Griffin can't, get together, they put the number in the book. Oh, fate brought them back while you were sleeping. You woke up and you got a pencil through his balls, but I love him and not you, and I'm so sorry. And then Sandy and the other one get in bed and good night, and then a hand reaches... It comes up from under the bed and reaches up and grabs at them, grabs at them,
Yeah.
so scary. And then it cut to black, and then all the things you say to me, because I'm one step, And it was
and it's like
it was a horror
it's been
movie
a
the
horror
whole
movie
time.
the whole time.
Dumb
Yeah,
dumbs.
exactly.
Just
People say like it's so scary, and you'll be watching the whole thing like this doesn't seem
I don't
that
think it's
scary.
very scary. They're out on a lake, and then Jason jumps out of the lake at the end. Spook, spook,
And
spook.
Smash cut to black, and there you said.
And here's my innovation. If I might take this innovation even further, the post-credit sequence is an hour and 45 minutes long.
And it's them fighting the Nuthead.
It's them fighting the Nuthead. So it's like, stick around for after the credits, but do make sure you go to the bathroom during the credits and get something to eat, and maybe call the babysitter and
The
tell
movie
them.
is about to start.
Yeah.
And I think
Sounds
maybe
like
it doesn't
you
have
gotta
to be an hour 45 minutes. I think this is in every movie. And so in While You Were Sleeping 2, Still Woke, they have to fight off the Nuthead, and they probably have a little bit of trouble with it, but then they push him in front of the train tracks, and it's a very poetic and great way to kill the Nuthead. Thor Ragnarok, they, beat the devil or whatever at the end. I haven't seen it because I don't go to movies anymore, but they beat him, and they're like, yeah, we did it, and they have the big feast at the end, and Thor's there, and the Hulk's there, and they're all having fun, and then Nuthead reaches up on the table, everything you say to me, and then it cuts to the end of the credits, and they're like, Nuthead, smash into they like kill him with their superpowers, their big hammer. So it could be, it's just, it doesn't have to be a horror movie. It's just before the movie ends, someone has to fight the Nuthead.
And can I tell you something? We're going to make bank on that.
Yeah, because you're going to make money from Nuthead being in every movie ever made.
Yeah, right? Like, it's going to create one big, like, Nutiverse where, like, every movie is connected by Nuthead.
And then the weigh-ins, when they do the Scary Movie 80 sequel, and they do have truck nuts at the end of it, and they do all their fun jokes, at the end of it, they're going to have to confront the Nuthead. And there's nothing they can... And it's going to confuse... I thought this was a parody. Why is the Nuthead in... He has to be in all movies
all
now. They
canon.
passed the law. It's all... It's illegal law.
I have terrible news. We have put all this in the podcast. Oh, man.
No.
TM.
Yeah, the past...
TM.
Oh, I thought you were saying because the past 25 minutes have been sort of a freestyle, just nonsense sort of diarrhea, sort of piñata situation.
No. That's all fine. That is, however, the conclusion of our podcast. We hope you've inexplicably enjoyed yourself throughout.